Mr. Bayo Onanuga replied US Senator Ted Cruz concerning a statement he made about the issues persecution of Nigerian Christians in the northern part of Nigeria. He said officials in Nigeria are ignoring and even facilitating a mass murder of Christians by Islamist jihadis. It's time to hold those responsible accountable. The Nigeria Religious Freedom Accountability Act would target these officials with powerful sanctions and other tools. And Mr. Bayo Onanuga goes on to say, "Seeking to stop these malicious, contrived lies against my country, we do not have a religious war in my country." Of course, it's not a war, it's a cleansing. It's not a war. War is two warring parties fighting each other. Of course, the Christians cannot defend themselves, so they are being targeted and eliminated. It's not a war. The degraded Boko Haram, which is currently taking over territories, the degraded Boko Haram terrorists operating in the fringes of Nigeria's northeast target everyone. They attack farmers, our soldiers, the bandits in the northwest. The bandits in the northwest kill worshippers in their mosque. Christians are not targeted. We have religious harmony in our country. Stop these malicious lies. Okay, I'm just gonna take some few comments from Nigerians and say, have you forgotten the massacre of Christian worshippers on a Sunday morning during mass in Catholic Church in our own state by Boko Haram terrorists less than 3 kilometers away? Let's go to other ones. He said, "Shame on you, Bayo Onanuga. This was Tinubu's post before he rigged himself into power with his Muslim ticket. The slaughtering of Christian worshippers is strongly condemnable. It calls to question the competence of Jonathan to protect Nigerians." This was 2014. Say, Bayo, you are not the only one living in Nigeria, and your reality, fueled by a stolen mandate, riddled with corruption and bigotry, disqualifies you to speak for the majority of Nigerians. Crawl back to the hole which you came out from, you bigoted soul of the devil. Like I said, dear Ted Cruz, whenever your government decides to place a ban or punish Nigerian politicians, please, you believe are culpable, put this man, Mr. Bayo, he should be on the list. The list goes on. This guy says you're a damn demon lying about the genocide of Christian women and children who were raped and tortured. You remember what happened to Deborah. Deborah was murdered because of her faith, because she was targeted, because she was a Christian, and she was killed. Until today, the killers of Deborah walk free. So if you ever had any thoughts on the back of your mind, if there was targeted killing of Christians in Nigeria, remember the case of Deborah. And there have been many, many, many more Deborahs in the north. I'm happy that a light is being shined on this topic, and I hope that pressure from the world generally will put pressure on our politicians to act and do better. We've had multiple Christmas Day attacks, multiple Easter attacks that were carried out at Christian communities and Christian villages in the northern part of Nigeria. You cannot say you can delink that from religious extremism aimed at religious cleansing. It has happened way too many times. We've had riots and protests in this country whereby Christians were the primary target of those protests, riot, killing. Saying that we have religious harmony in Nigeria is a stretch, Mr. Bayo. There's nothing like that exists in this country, at least not in the northern part of Nigeria.